Hello, my name is Edward, and I'm going to give you a quick tour of Reconzilla in law practice. The Reconzilla changes from time to time as we add improvements, so check that this is the latest version of this video that you are watching. Today was recorded on the 2nd of June 2020. So I'm going to go straight to Reconzilla. I just type Z in the corner there, and it filters the menu by things that have Z in them. And this is the main page for Reconzilla, which shows all the various bank accounts along the top if you have imported for them before. And I'm just going to show you an example here, which is from a bank called Evil Bank. I've loaded up previously one other statement, and it ends up with a closing balance of 140,000 Rand in the red. So I'm going to upload a new statement which follows on from this one. So this one went up until the 29th of February 2020, and my new statement should then start from the 1st of March. But if you do have an overlap, the system should automatically adjust the dates to find a date on which the closing balance agrees with the opening balance of the next day. It will give you a little warning when it does that at the top of the screen here. At the moment, it's just said 8 bank statements rows loaded because I didn't in fact have any overlap there. So the thing to look out for are these green ticks. The green ticks are good, and if you hover over them, it can tell you what they mean. So for example, we've got 2 green ticks at the top of the newly imported bank statement. The one is this one over here, which is just to say that it's happy that it matches the previous statement's closing balance. So here again, we've got the 1440661, and here we had the 1440661. So that's what that green tick's about. The other green tick says it matches with the general ledger. That's good. That means that what we have in our general ledger, this amount, is exactly the same as what's in the bank statement. Now, I can view the bank statement that I just uploaded by clicking the view button, or there should be a little thumbnail in the corner. I chose to upload just a spreadsheet, but you might have a CSV and you might have a PDF. We do our best to import PDFs, but they can be problematic. So some other format, like CSV, is more reliable. The main things in the bank statement are just these 4 columns: the date, the description, the amount, and the balance. Nothing else really matters. Now there are two ways of doing this. The one is the auto suggest way, and this way has a look at all the statements that I imported and tries to find the most suitable thing to do with that. So for example, here we received some money coming in from FNB online banking payment, and it had this code attached to it, and the system found that code matches a matter code, and therefore is suggesting that we capture this as a receipt from Joe Blogs. It also thought we might capture this as a negative matter payment, which doesn't really make sense, so it's put this one at the top as a receipt. So I can click save, and it says saving, and when it goes green and says save, then that has been captured and reconciled to this item. The same is here for Bryant Construction. It's also, but in this case, Bryant Construction didn't put their matter code in. They instead put the invoice number in. So the system noticed it looked like an invoice number and tried to find out which matter that belongs to. So underneath these suggested actions, it gives you the reasons why. So here it said because it found an invoice number in 1104. So you can be fairly confident that that is absolutely correct, and we can click save for that one as well. Blank pages copiers, we paid them out some money, but the system couldn't find anything to do with that. Perhaps they're a new client and we haven't paid them before. Who knows? The other way of capturing items, so let's just be very careful with this particular tool because it's very easy to tick the wrong thing. Here, for example, under useless phone company, it's matched to a matter payment merely because it has the word company in it, which isn't a very good reason. So clicking save there would be a bad idea. You'd have to go and reverse that afterwards. The side-by-side bank account charges, this is suggesting a bank transfer. It's not, it's actually bank charges. So those are the only two I want to capture from this screen. I can then go to the side-by-side view, and this gives me more of a manual approach as to what I can what I can do. In the top right-hand corner, I can untick hide reconciled rows, and there it'll reveal to me the two items that I just captured. So I just captured these two receipts. If I just middle click on that, I can show you that this is an actual receipt that was captured for that amount, for that matter, by me, etc. So let's see, what can we do with blank pages copiers? From this screen, we can we can select the item. Oh, if we have already captured the item, then it'll appear on the right-hand side where it says accounting entries. The right-hand side are the accounting entries, and the left-hand side is what we've imported from the bank statement. So our goal on this screen is to see no items. As soon as we match the items and we keep that ticked, then they will disappear. Blank page copiers sounds like they're a copy machine supplier. So I can click on either supplier payment or supplier invoice. Now, supplier payment will capture the payment to the supplier, and supplier invoice will do the same, but it'll also raise an invoice for the supplier. So I'm going to go with the supplier payment because perhaps I've already captured the invoice, perhaps from an email that arrived as a PDF. The payment method, I just choose how the money is coming in, and it's come in via EvilBank, and the supplier is blank pages copiers. There it is, and the reference is, that's up to me what I want to put over there. So, and I save that, and then it should go back to the side-by-side view, but now it's disappeared from this list. The EvilBank also has got monthly bank charges. For that, I can just click quick bank charge because it knows the amount, it knows the date, it knows the bank, it knows everything it needs to know in order to raise an invoice and pay the invoice and reconcile that amount. Something like a SARS payment, that might be a business payment. So I say business payment, to which account is going into my SARS account or my PAYE account. Do I have one? Yes, I do. And I save it as a payment to that account. And we also have an interest on overdraft. For that, we've got quick interest that automatically posts it to my either interest received or interest expenses, depending whether it's a plus or a minus, and so on. I'm going to end it there, and I hope this helps. If I go back to list all statements, I'll see I've just got 2 left to go, and I may as well just capture them. Let me do them. Useless phone company is a payment, but let's say in this case I'm going to raise the invoice as well because they just come up with a debit order, they never send me the right things. So I enter the invoice number ABC, and it's already filled in the narration and so on for me, as well as the payment. So I don't think I have to do anything. I have to choose the supplier name. Have I added useless telephone company? Yes, there we go, and save. And we've got 1 left. No good insurance. They never pay out. No good. There they are. Invoice number. And save. Now I've captured all the amounts. Let's go back to list all bank statements, and we've got green ticks everywhere, which means I am done. Hope it helps.